always new fencers coming up, and for sure Italy is definitely a strong nation. This match will be without coach because it's the same nation, but we can still expect a very tense match.
We talked about passivity in the women's competition. Do we expect passivity here?
I don't think so, even if they really know each other because they are used to fence together a lot. Normally they are more the type of game they are producing game, so we should not have that. And we can see that the movement from the beginning of the match, straight away they are moving faster, and they are using the strip.
CIMINI, with the experience, you think is the favorite?
It's maybe when you have more experience, you're the favorite, but you also have this pressure on you.
Yeah.
And CUOMO has nothing to lose. It's his, I think, first podium in a senior competition.
Two-time world champion as a junior, I believe, or cadet world champion and junior world champion. But
so for sure, he's not unknown. We know him. We know he's a great fencer.
And Dad is also quite good.
Yes, true. He was also national coach for Italy. So let's see, because CIMINI is a more defensive type game, but CUOMO wants to lead, and I think he's not here for like passivity, or he wants to be active. He wants to fight, to lead.
So, hey, maybe I can tell you something you don't know.
Tell me, please.
So, CUOMO,
son or father?
The CUOMO we're watching.
Yes.
He can switch between
French
pistol grip and pommel.
Okay, so I think he's using... No, because you know, when I don't think I referee him and that he changed the weapon in the middle of the match, so it's not something I know. I think he's using the pistol grip on this bout. Do you see from here? And the referee is giving the passivity yellow card for both fencers, and the score is not equal, as you can see.
This
but
is
still,
the first time I've seen this.
Yeah, really.
First time I've seen when the score's not been the same.
Okay, it happened a lot today. We had that, but true. The score is not equal, and both fencers receive the P yellow card.
But go back to this pistol grip and pommel grip.
So it's not mainly the fencers, they keep the same grip because they are used to. But why not changing the grip if you want to adapt your game?
And for people that may be watching and haven't seen fencing before, what's the difference between pistol and...
So the French grip is mainly straight, and you can hold it with all your finger close to each other.
And it gives you a little bit of extra reach?
Yeah, exactly. You can hold it, for example, close to the guard, and maybe that allow you to make stronger parry post.
Yeah.
And you can hold it further from the guard in order to have a bigger, larger distance.
A bit of reach, yeah.
And the pistol grip is orthopedical grip, so you hold it mainly close to the guard, but
tight,
you have more
tight
strength.
Up to the guard, yeah. And
almost tight, because you can have this part of the grip longer also.
But it's not just strength, it's also the accuracy of the movement, right?
I think with both grip you can be very accurate. We can see that, for example, in épée when they manage to...
We're going to have an argument here, because I think pistol grip gives you more precise...
You think so?
Yeah.
Let's make a sondage and ask the fencers.
Okay, no problem. We'll do that after the competition. Here, we see CIMINI leading by 3 points to 1 passivity card called when the score wasn't equal. I haven't seen that today, but you clearly have.
I did. And once again, in this semi-final, we can see that in the first 3 minutes, it's really the part where the fencers are looking to each other, because it doesn't matter if it was woman or man match. The score is really low and tight during the first period.
Not so unusual in épée.
No, it's not. That's why they really need this time to build their game and to know what kind of tricks they can manage and they can do with the fencer.
And is it all about exploration? Is it all about looking or seeing, or is it just a bit of a gamble? You know, I don't want to lose too much.
I don't think it's a gamble. That's definitely a part of observation, but you can also not have observation. There are some fencers, they know their game, they don't mind about the timing, they just go for the hit. But basically, especially when you know each other, you need to see like, okay, are you going to weak this way, or are you going to be the first one to fail, and I can reach you that way.
So, Albert, you coach, right? You coach.
Yeah, I do coach also.
And which weapons?
Right now in épée and saber, but I'm a former coach of foil.
The best weapon, obviously. No.
The weapon, you mean?
Oh,
no, we are watching épée. Épée is the best today.
Of
today.
Today is the best weapon. And we're about to start the next period of this semi-final. CUOMO versus CIMINI. CIMINI leading by 1, but passivity cards given, and they're both moving hugely. But let's go back to you coaching. You coach young people, old people, everyone?
So in my club right now, I mostly have young people under 17 and under 20, because it's the club is not old. It has only 25 years old, but we are rebuilding it. So I do have young kids. But fencing is a sport that you can do from 4 or 5, depends the country where you are, until your death, actually.
Until you're my age.
No, even more. So +2 for CIMINI, and they are still moving a lot. But like we say, CIMINI likes to defend. He feels great in his part of the field, meaning that CUOMO, especially because the score is under CIMINI, he has to go.
The way CIMINI's moving as well, he's stepping in and he's like drawing out Valerio CUOMO to attack him, stepping away and just hitting him with the counter.
Yeah, or also to change the distance, sometimes to make parry, sometimes to go on the action like we just see. But for sure, I think CIMINI is really feeling comfortable on his side of the piece.
Yeah.
We can see that actually he does not even want to go
No, he's not pressing
forward
at all.
the on-guard line. So CIMINI is, for example, not really defending, but is fencing on his side of the field. Does not mean that he is not active.
Yes. So that's.
That's a really nice touch.
I wonder
So
if we'll see that.
There was a crossing, and CIMINI failed to hit when his opponent was in front of him, and he touched during the crossing. So the hit is definitely good.
So we talked about crossing a little bit over the last couple of weeks. Amber and I have been doing some studying of fencing, and crossing is a really critical part of fencing.
It is. We have to consider several things. Like we say, the piste is 1.5 meters, and we can see that CUOMO is very much fencing at the edge of the piste.
It's clutched right to the left-hand side, yeah.
Exactly. And if CUOMO is going forward and passing his opponent, we have to consider if he's staying on the piste, maybe going outside on the lateral boundary. And for crossing is something very important, because it's not the same if you stay on the piste, if you go outside. For the referee, it makes huge difference.
And to be clear about crossing the piste, for the audience that may not know about fencing, we see these 2 blue lines down the side of the piste. 1 foot, 2 foot, both feet? What's the rule?
Okay, so as soon as you go out of the piste on the lateral boundary with 1 foot, the referee must say halt. And then to decide if the action is whether good or not, it depends of the timing of the action and the halt of the referee. We had no example here, but it's basically the timing of the halt and the timing of the hit. But if you go outside with 2 feet on a lateral boundary, you cannot have the hit. It's not possible. It's forbidden by the rules. But your opponent
can hit you.
Yeah, he can hit you if he is still on the piste and you are outside. But he also has reasonable timing to do that. He can't waste 2 times of fencing. He has to hit right away.
Yeah, there's this notional value of fencing time.
So basically, the fencing time is a time for you to make a simple action.
So to lunge or to...
To lunge, to straight your arm, to, for example, make a straight or disengage. This is one simple time. You cannot have attack composé, for example, because it is 2 fencing time.
So you can't do parry cart 1, 2. This is too much.
Exactly. But doesn't matter if it's your riposte, your attack or counter-attack. You have 1 fencing time to touch your opponent once he's outside of the piste or when he goes behind you.
And this is a fascinating thing about fencing, because you have 2 experts standing on the piste fighting each other, a referee who's an expert as well,
and the assistant also, because we have 2 sides referees
and 2 extra referees. And all 5 people can have a different opinion about the same hit.
True. And if you add the coach can also have a different
coaches,
opinion.
But they always have the opinion that their fencer has scored.
Not always. But you know, it's also the referee stays straight at the piste, and the coaches they are at the angle. So sometimes we don't see the same thing, and sometimes actually the position can be better at the end of the piste.
Of course. But it's always hard, as you know, as a coach. I have coached as well. You always think your fencer scored. But here we are going into the second break. 8-3 for Gabriele Cimini. He's bossing this one, right?
True. But who knows? We had to come back for the ladies, one not for the men.
But if it's not 14-14, you're fired.
I will probably be fired. I doubt they will go to 14-14 again, but it would be excited if they do.
Yeah. But you talked right at the beginning about the movement of Gabriele Cimini, and he has bossed this fight. He's been in control.
Yeah, that's right. And let's see if he will keep the strategy, keeping his piste, the side of the piste, and we can see that it's starting the same way. So CUOMO is asking the referee to test his weapon. In case the weapon does not work, the referee can cancel the hit of Cimini, but in this case, the weapon of CUOMO was working, so the referee gives a hit to Cimini.
David Baker from Australia, the referee for this fight. Is your boyfriend?
No, he's not.
Ah.
My boyfriend is also international referee, but he's not here today.
Ah. Epee referee?
Yes, he is Epee referee. You know, also one interesting thing that we can see on this fight, they are fencing completely at the end of the piste, and often we think that the piste is 14 meters. That is right for the last boundary for the edge. But the lateral side still counts after the rear limit of the piste.
Yes.
So, for example, if Cimini is fencing there and his back foot is going outside of the piste, but behind the rear limit on the side, it is still outside of the piste.
This is quite an interesting point in terms of when someone is pushed off the boundary, isn't it? So that's why it's so important. The side of the piste is... the referee has to understand what the side of the piste is.
Yeah, so the piste is really... Imagine that it is infinite for the back foot when you are stepping back.
Yes.
And it's also difficult for the fencers with this kind of piece because they are 2 meters wide and they don't feel the difference between the 1.5 meters and the sides. They can't feel it under their feet. So it's difficult for them to know where they are on the piece compared to others that are shorter.
And is it also difficult for some referees when you start these competitions?
Yes, it
you
is.
You have referees from the local nation who may be doing their first international, and they don't.
It's difficult for all of us because we need to adapt. We need also to inform the fencers because maybe they've been fighting on a different piece today and they did not realize that on this one we are going to only use the middle of the piece. And it's very hard for the referee to watch this action because the back foot of CIMINI is on the side, the back foot of CUOMO on the other side.
And when you're below as well with a raised piece, is that harder?
Yeah, not harder, but still hard because we can't look at everything at the same time. So the position of the referee is really important to catch the both feet, the machine also to see the light in the good timing.
But CIMINI here is doing a stunning job against his opponent. I think CUOMO, he's still working hard, but very difficult now.
Yeah, especially when, like we said, CIMINI is really strong when he's fighting on his side of the piece. So it's harder for CUOMO, but why not having a comeback again?
Why not? That's what we all want, of course.
Of course, because it's more tension.
But CIMINI in control of this match with just over a minute left to go. This for a place in the gold medal match of the men's épée Grand Prix. Coming up after this match will be
the second semi-final with the French Pila.
Yeah, Gaëtan Pila and Jonathan Cohen. The young Israeli against the young Frenchman.
So actually, we do have a lot of young men fencers in these semi-finals. So I do think we lost maybe Romain Canon with
He lost to
Pila.
Gali. He lost to
Gali.
No, he lost to Gali, I think, earlier on.
Yes, you're right. So he lost to a French.
I'm like a
Again.
clock. I'm right twice a day.
And we are also missing Borel in this competition. That's why.
Injured?
Yeah.
But we lost so closely. We lost. We've lost a lot of top seeds. I mean,
That's fencing, that's men épée.
and épée especially.
And the level is very high. And
The depth of quality in men's épée is particularly high, isn't it?
it is. It is. It's not rare to see some very good fencer not qualify for the last 64, for example.
Yeah.
So we have -2 for CUOMO.
Closer than it was before, though.
Yeah, but still this famous double hit that helped CIMINI and not CUOMO.
Exactly. So we're coming into the closing stages of this semi-final.
So we are -1 to equalization. And so should we bet on a 14-14?
I don't want to bet you
Me
out
neither.
because, we're friends. But
14-13. So
yeah,
now
this is
CUOMO
dangerous.
he has to prepare his next touch.
Looks like he's doing that. Trying to set this one up. I wonder if he's going to take the blade here as well.
I don't know. We feel like CIMINI is more active than before.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a double hit.
Oh, yes, that's close though, isn't it? It was close. But Gabriele Cimini did it in the early stages, took the lead, and high five between the two Italians. But it is Gabriele Cimini of Italy through to the gold medal match here in Budapest.
50-14 against compatriot CUOMO.